in the second season in the Champions League, Arsenal are in the semi-final.
Yeah.
So,
let me bash that.
So, no.
In the first season in the Champions League, Aston Villa were in the quarters.
Second season, ni sawa.
It doesn't make sense, man. It's not a valid point, bro.
So, to me,
Brest were in the Champions League in their first ever season.
Leo, but it's different from Arsenal.
Yes.
They're not in the semi-final.
It is not.
You know, even you guys are not in the semi-final. You see, you have this thing of against Arsenal. When on the other hand, people are even saying you're an Arsenal fan. I don't understand you.
You see now you're beating the air. You see now you're trying to look for validation everywhere.
Validation. I'm already in the semi-finals.
Okay. I was to uoga ya semi-finals.
I'm okay. No, even if kwanza let me go on record. Even if tuchujwe, to me this season has been successful.
Oh my God,
it has been successful.
On what count?
No, saying that.
No.
Even if
I need that.
Yes,
I need that clip.
Before we end the podcast. This season has been successful for Arsenal. Champions League semi-final.
I'm looking at it this way. Welcome back to another episode of the Wildcard. Of course, I'm Brad Waudo, joined by
Venant.
Just that?
Mm-hmm. So simple, just that.
Best of player manager.
No.
The bottling Venant.
No. That's
Paris.
Come on. Arsenal representing Arsenal once again to reach finals. Super confident about it.
Wow, you sound confident, man. Mm-hmm. Listen, but making a comeback, the prophet of this generation. Hata say mungeadio clip hapa tu. Lotan in the building, man.
Alright, how have you guys been, man?
Salama, man.
It's been a great weekend in terms of club football concerned, or generally?
For most of us.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, for just me.
For just you, bro. City, of course, won 1-0 last week on Friday.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Coming in clutch.
KDB.
Where?
Mimi hata sikujua tunapigwa. But anyway, at the end of it all, no one was surprised we lost to Newcastle, to Wolves, and now Brentford. No one is surprised.
So you guys have won 3 games on the trot.
We have not won 2 back-to-back games this season, my guy.
No. Forget about winning.
Yes.
You see, winning is a problem. Yeah. You know, you can win 1, lose 1, but now you've lost 3 on the bounce in the Premier League.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You guys are not serious, man.
Even
what about Arsenal?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you should watch Arteta's post-match and how he sounds so confident and so sure that they're taking the win at France, at Paris Saint-Germain.
Did you
go very confident?
Do you remember him doing that video?
Forget about remembering. We are marching forward. You see, that's the thing about human City fans. You always, when it comes to Arsenal, it's like you're each in don't pinpoint and stuff. We're in the Champions League semi-final in our second season. We're playing the second leg against PSG, a team that you guys failed to beat. We are here.
Please, don't force a rival here.
Fair enough. Hey. And as you said, when it comes to Arsenal, this week's question of the week, of course, kama kawaida, type up the answers in the YouTube comment sections to get a chance for a big shout out in next week's episode. This week's questions of the week focuses on Arsenal. When is the last time Arsenal won at Anfield? Because this weekend you do go there to give them a guard of honor.
Yes.
How are you feeling about that?
Shameless.
Our focus once again is on the Champions League.
We will talk about the Champions League. We will talk about
by the time you go to Anfield.
And by the time we are going to Anfield, mentally we will already be in the finals.
Mentally, not physically.
Liverpool already would have clinched the league and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So this will be more of like a pre-season for next season.
Fair. Before we get to the gist of what Arsenal have in store for us for the Champions League,
yes,
of course the German Bundesliga is done and dusted.
Okay.
The French Liga is done and dusted.
Yes.
You look at the Premier League, Liverpool have won it by, they secured the championship by 13 points.
Yeah, it was 15. If they won yesterday, it would have been 18 points.
It would have been 18 points. But when they were crowned champions against Spurs, it was 15 points. 13.
Yeah.
Then you look at the Serie A, it's a 3-point gap between Napoli and Inter. And you look at the Spanish La Liga, of course, 4-point gap. Barcelona.
And El Clasico is coming this week.
And El Clasico is also coming this week. So, question for you, gents, and question for all Wildcard fans out there. Out of these 3 top leagues, which is the easiest to win and which is the toughest to win?
Oh, it depends, honestly. It depends on who's second. No, I'm serious.
That's what I like about you.
Yes.
No, honestly, it depends.
Looking at the Premier League, Arsenal as second.
No, I'm not going there because that's where I want to land.
And then, please do.
That's why I said that's why I like
if you look at Inter and Napoli, it's head to head. You see, you know, for people like us, and I want to look at the camera here because Arsenal has made us lose money. I'm not talking about stakes on anything. I'm talking about even influencing jobs. You know,
Wait, what was the question?
I get what he's saying.
You see, let me get there.
I get what he's saying.
You see, clients had budgeted till the end of the season.
Till game 38.
Game 33 league is finished. They are now saving.
Come on.
They are saving for next year.
The question was, in the leagues, let's start with Syria because it started with Syria.
Yes.
It's a 3-point gap difference.
That is competition, right?
And Napoli are favorites to win this league.
Okay.
Is that not competition?
Yeah?
That is a difficult league, right?
Yeah, that's a very challenging league.
So let's move on.
Yeah.
Bundesliga, what was the point difference?
Right now, I think it's 7 or 6.
7.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
That is 2 games. And Bayern needed to wait. They couldn't do their own job. They got a 3-3 draw.
Yeah.
But with Leipzig. So they needed somebody else to draw points. Leverkusen to draw points and of course get that. Difficult.
That wasn't difficult.
That is difficult.
Bundesliga wasn't difficult.
Listen,
that's an easy.
We have been in situations where Bayern has won the league in January.
In Feb, yeah. Okay.
Do you understand? But this one was hard.
It wasn't
right?
hard.
Then Barca and Inter and Barca and Madrid.
4-point gap.
4-point gap.
Classico.
Anything can go. Yeah, there's a big game.
Yeah.
Kenyan Premier League. Difficult.
Kenya Police
is at the help. It is fluctuating. You know, God is beating Shabana doing thing. You know, Tusker drawing. You know, it's difficult.
Yes.
Then this other team,
Londoners.
Yeah. How do you escort people all your lives? And now, in the year you should have finished second.
First.
You might even finish third. Oof.
Okay, are you done?
Are you done with the league?
Venant, from your perspective, which of the 3 leagues is the toughest, or which one is the easiest to win?
No, 4 leagues. Kenya Premier League is
Sorry, Kenya Premier. Okay, so I understand. That's what I like about this guy. This guy, whenever he's here, Arsenal is usually the agenda, and that's nice.
I'm not. I did ask the question.
Yeah.
Is it not you that asked the question? I've just said the English Premier League is the easiest.
So we start with the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
It was a very dark season for BVB. Kuchuja manager, signing the wrong players, the system equafiti. I was hoping for Leipzig to have gelled. It didn't work.
Yeah.
So Bayern were the better team. We move on to League A. League A, there was that. Initially, it was challenging because Marseille were at some point giving PSG a run for their money.
Yes.
At least they made them.
Yeah. And then you go to Syria. Now, Syria, to me, was a better or rather entertaining league than Premier League. And to me, this is the hardest.
Yes.
Because it was Inter Milan, it was Napoli, at some point it was Juventus.
Atalanta were in there as well.
Atalanta were in there. So this was a very competitive league. And even though Napoli are up by, is it 4 points?
3 points.
3 points.
Yeah.
All they have to do is just win the next 3 games. And it so happens it's easier for Napoli to get those points. So for me, the hardest league, or more challenging, I like to use the word challenging. The more challenging league is Syria. Yeah.
Because Napoli and Inter are going head to head.
No, because it has been a challenging race as far as the number 1 spot is concerned throughout this season. We've seen AC at number 1. We've seen Inter at number 1.
Bona, you're talking to me. Excuse me, Bona. You guys, why were you guys not challenging for this league?
That's what I want. Actually,
you this club.
Oh, you're back to us. Exactly. And thank you so much, Lotan, for getting that gist. Because I actually agree with him. Serie A is top class for me.
Yes.
The Spanish La Liga is all about playing technician football and having these skill maestros and tiki-taka and passes 1-2 or whatnot. In the Premier League, this season, we have been more interested in the top 5 race or in the number 2 to number 10 position. compared to who's winning the league. And that's courtesy of you to begin with.
Okay.
You, Arsenal.
fumbled it.
Okay.
Yes.
You've dropped
Because right now, is it fair to say with a Man City fan present,
Yes.
you could also bottle second place to them? That is the interesting part of the season.
They can bottle
Yeah.
fourth. They can even bottle to fourth.
That's what I like about your question. Cooled, not will.
Yes.
It will not happen.
Bwana
It
semantics,
could
bwana
happen.
utanikasirisha.
That's the thing. It could happen. You see, that's the. And then
What
also,
makes you so confident, considering, and this is from Arsenal fans, they said if Saka was fit for those 2 months he missed, they go all the way till game week 38. Saka is back, 3 wins in 12. Am I wrong, statisticians? Prove me wrong. Saka
Okay.
is back, 3 wins in 12.
Sawa, I'm looking at our remaining fixtures right now for Arsenal.
Even as we are looking at them
Tuangalia.
You
And
play-
it's
you-
Liverpool.
who do you play
Liverpool
next?
away.
It's Liverpool away.
at Anfield.
At Anfield.
Stop
And then-
there. Stop
Wait,
there.
stop, Bwana.
Ngoja.
Take us slowly.
Stop there. Question of the week: when did Arsenal last win at Anfield? Next fixture.
So
Okay.
wait, assuming what is the best result for you in this game?
Best result is a draw.
So their best result, according
result
to
is a
them,
draw.
At Anfield.
It's a draw.
Ah, yeah.
When you look
Wait,
at the stakes in
this
hand.
weekend, as you guys are drawing,
We're moving.
See, we are doing it together.
We're moving to Newcastle.
As you guys
Lotan.
are
Lotan.
playing Liverpool,
Lotan.
Bwana, you're blocking the camera.
Lotan.
They want to see your face as you're arguing. As you guys are drawing to Liverpool,
We are moving on next to Newcastle at home.
Who is Newcastle playing?
Newcastle at home.
No. We have to look at all of them at the
See,
same
we're
time.
going through fixture, and I'm telling you, after Liverpool,
No,
it's
but
Newcastle
you have
at
played
home.
your Liverpool. Wait, listen to me. I'm running this show today. You played.
Sensational.
Yes.
Sensational.
Nah.
So then you have drawn against Liverpool, right?
And then we're going
No.
to
Who is Newcastle playing that weekend?
Let me just confirm.
Do you understand? I want us to Navy Bwana Musa.
Newcastle will be playing Chelsea before
home.
Arsenal play Liverpool.
Before.
Yes.
What is the best result?
Newcastle win.
Newcastle are beating Chelsea.
Newcastle. It's away, right? It's
No, Newcastle are at
are at
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Chelsea's away. So Newcastle is winning.
Yeah.
So if you do the mathematics, as we speak, if you guys draw, you're already a point ahead of Newcastle. If they win their game.
Sawa.
City is playing who?
Man City will be playing Southampton away. Wow.
Sawa.
As we speak,
Endele.
you are already fourth. Because City imewaruka na goal
The
difference.
Newcastle.
No, Newcastle is 1 point behind.
Yes.
Then you have to play. Who do you play next?
After Liverpool. Away at St. James's Park, where you have not scored a goal against Newcastle this
Wanna
season.
talk to me? Yeah, Arsenal is at home.
St. James's Park.
Arsenal is at home. Arsenal is at home.
It's okay. Either way.
Yeah, either way, it doesn't matter for this guy.
So it does matter because Arsenal is beating Newcastle at home. And then the last fixture, is Southampton away.
No, Southampton are you will win.
when now that you are here, and I'm glad that you've mentioned this, Brayo.
Yes.
They're playing after Southampton, which is a win by the way. They are playing Bournemouth.
Tapiga
Man City.
Yes.
at home.
Nah,
Last game KDB.
Bournemouth have been lethargic.
They play Bournemouth.
No, Bournemouth have been lethargic towards the end
A
of the
team
season.
that is motivated and they do need points. And they've just
that's
beaten
what I'm telling
Arsenal
you.
away.
Even Bournemouth against us, and we are bottom barrel of the Premier League this
Yeah.
season. Bournemouth towards the end of the season have not been
Listen,
that
man.
great.
If Arsenal were clinical in that first half, they win that game 4-0.
True.
Yeah.
So it's not about Bournemouth. It's just about how pathetic and lethargic you are.
It's your agenda. Umekuja nayo.
Honestly,
I
though.
came with an agenda,
We were
but you
talking
gave
about league.
But you gave
It's
me
all of a sudden about Arsenal and,
but you
the
guys have
fourth
been lethargic
position.
about it.
So, Lotan, you are on record on this podcast in saying you believe Man City, no London team will finish above Man City.
Bwana cheza hiyo clip tena.
And
Cheza
it's
hiyo
about
clip
to
tena
come true.
hapa.
And it's about to come true. So how do you feel in your worst ever season under Pep Guardiola? You finish second and win the FA Cup.
You know the one thing that makes me happy
Yes.
is that Mikel Arteta will never finish above Pep.
Never.
Yeah. He would never
You're on
finish above
record
Pep.
saying never.
Yeah. Because Pep is retiring next year. And next year we're winning the league. So
No, Pep said he's considering taking up
he would never, because this was it.
So,
This was the year.
Yes.
I mean, listen, I was looking at our results over the weekend with you between October and December 26th.
You had like 2 wins out
3
of
wins,
10
man.
games or something.
These guys are on 13 draws. Do you know what 13 draws, man?
Oof.
That's like relegation. That's like prime Everton under Sean Dyche.
Yeah, that's like prime Everton, as you've said. But even when you look at the unbeaten season, the one that only Arsenal that has done, and Man City will never do it again.
No, I never want to go at the season unbeaten.
That season, Arsenal had 12 draws. So the difference between
so
that
Arsenal thing.
one majestic season and this season, it's only just one extra game. So we can't over-highlight draws as if it's losses.
Venant, let me tell you something, yeah?
So carry on.
And let me teach you something. You know, I don't know how old you are, but because I know you've not seen a lot of leagues in your life. One thing I can tell you is you've not seen a lot of leagues.
Did you see the 204? Please tell us you did.
Wait, were you born?
No. Even I was born.
Anyway, continue.
You know, if you want to win the league, this modern era,
Yeah.
and listen to me very well, because I'm teaching you from experience.
Experience.
Yes.
Okay.
I just won 4.
Okay.
You must be able to churn out those draws into wins.
True.
Do you know, as we sit here, City has won more Premier League games than Arsenal?
This season.
Yes. Which is embarrassing.
In your worst season.
In our worst season under Pep Guardiola.
Yet they have been the title.
You went out here, you had this false bravado during the first half of the season when you even made me run away from this podcast. Because you are always selling this agenda that one day the elephant is going to go up the tree.
Okay.
You have not posted that picture this whole year.
I've never posted a picture of an elephant.
No,
Let's just start
generally,
from that.
No, we're talking about Arsenal. Did you not
Let's
say you are the
start from
representative?
Let's just start from there.
Did you not say you are the representative? I will show
And
you
I
Arsenal
am.
fans.
And I am.
And David, if you're too Byron Aiziweka, there is an Arsenal guy as well.
Yeah,
And I
edit
know what
you
you're talking
out.
about. But this is it. I think Arsenal has retrogressed this year.
True.
I think the only reason Arsenal is even where they are in the Champions League is because of how bad everyone else around them was in the Champions League.
Not just how bad Madrid were.
Not really.
Yeah.
Just how bad Madrid were. Because PSG ain't bad.
Yeah.
Just how bad Madrid were.
No, PSG is a team in form. Is a current team in form. Inter Milan couldn't beat City at the beginning of the season. Barcelona have lost a game in the Champions League this year.
Yeah.
Though. Listen, all the traditional big boys of the Champions League, the Uniteds were not there, the Chelseas were not there. Most of these teams, the Juventuses were bad this year.
Yes.
If everybody was in form, I don't think you get where you are.
That's interesting. That's a big if. But also
That's why they pay us to say it's an if show.
What you don't understand is in the second season in the Champions League, Arsenal are in the semi-final.
Yeah.
So
let me bash that.
So no.
In the first season in the Champions League, Aston Villa were in the quarters.
Second season, ni sawa.
It doesn't make sense, man. It's not a valid point, bro.
So to me,
Brest were in the Champions League in their first ever season.
Leo, but it's different from Arsenal.
It
They're
is
not
not
in the semi-final.
It is not.
You know, even you guys are not in the semi-final. You see, you have this thing of against Arsenal, against Arsenal. When on the other hand, people are even saying you're an Arsenal fan. I don't understand you.
You see now you're beating the air. You see now you're trying to look for validation everywhere.
Validation. I'm already in the semi-finals.
Okay.
I was
uoga ya semi-finals.
I'm okay.
No,
even if kwanza let me go on record. Even if tuchujwe, to me this season has been successful.
Oh my God.
It has been successful.
On what count?
I'm saying that.
No.
Even if
I need that.
Yes,
I need
that.
that clip. Before
Even if
end the podcast.
This season has been successful for Arsenal. Champions League semi-final.
I'm looking at it this way.
You look at all those injuries that we've been going through.
Even Byron is sad.
These are Liverpool, Man United fans.
Injuries are part of the game. I'm looking at it this way. You're in the Champions League semi-final.
Yes.
And in any cup competition, if you're in the semi, there's a chance. So, of course, you want to get to the final.
Yes.
You want to get to the apex.
Yes.
But then there's the league looking over you, telling you you are supposed to be challengers, and yet you could finish third or fourth. And yet you were the perennial challengers of the season. Doesn't that look like sort of a failure to some extent?
A new manager came into the building.
Yes,
and won the league ahead of you.
I agree with you. It looks like a failure. But if you are number 4?
Yes.
And it comes with the UCL. If you're number 4
again,
And it
But you
comes
see-
and it comes with the Champions League
It
final.
actually proves Lotan's point in saying you've retrogressed, because last season you took it to the last day, and last season, albeit Bayern was so bad, you got knocked out because they were more experienced. This time you've knocked out the 15-time winners. That should give you some confidence going
Yes.
into the PSG semi-final legs.
Yes.
And then you are trying to. Don't get me wrong. Over the weekend, PSG rested 10 players. Only
the
Jean
coach.
Neves started. Only Jean Neves, and he played right back, not even midfield. Arteta went strong. I think only 4 players rested, and it still didn't work. Odegaard still didn't have a good game. Is that down to him? Kazi yake ni mucus flick. When Bruno and KDB in his wheelchair putting up numbers, Odegaard will give us the same performance on Wednesday night. Deny that. Because right now, let's talk Champions League football.
Sawa.
On Wednesday night, what are the chances that Arsenal do the impossible and go to the Parc des Princes?
Big chance.
How so?
Big chance. Even Arteta himself is saying it.
Bwana,
There's a big
usituuzie
chance.
uoga bwana,
See
ati Arteta
uoga.
bwana.
You see Woga, you see that's the thing with you. You see Woga.
Yes.
Arteta, him himself is very confident.
When was
Even
the-
I am very confident.
Question,
Why
Venant.
it-
Wait,
I'm
question.
answering
Wait,
his
wait.
question. I'm answering
When was
his
the last time Arteta said he can't win the
I'm
league?
answering his question.
Hii unatuambia he has said.
Why it's 2-0,
Yes.
it will be a different conversation.
Yes.
And yes, I agree. Even he said it.
Yeah.
We've retrogressed, and I
Yes.
said true. I agree. As
And they
far
said it's a
as
success
the
as well.
Premier League
Yeah.
is concerned. Tumerudi nyuma. Yo, that
Champions, yes.
that away, that last weekend game against Brentford, to me is one of our worst this season.
The Bournemouth game, yes,
I mean,
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth is
Yes.
after Brentford are that there.
Yeah.
It's one of our worst. I agree as far as the Premier League is concerned, but it's clear as day.
That
We,
were having-
are focused. Pale UCL,
So,
and we are going to give everything over there.
We were having this conversation over the weekend, and a fellow Arsenal fan, Kiarie, said Odegaard did not perform because Partey was missing. Now that Partey is back, will Odegaard perform in the second leg? Because this, and I'll say what I said in the weekend again, that Rice performance in the first leg against Madrid, I know it's going to come again once in every 5 years, 3 years or something. No, like we can't see it again. It's like the Messi free kick against Liverpool.
Okay.
You know, it's that kind, it has that
It's a
kind of
moment thing.
magnitude. Yeah,
Sir.
it's a moment thing. So that's what I expected from Odegaard in the first leg, and also expect it in the second leg where I'm captain. Of course, I'm not going to be physical like Vieiras and the Keens, but if I take the ball and release Saka off pressure, release Rice and Partey, I'm the captain, I'm the leader. Arteta has believed in me. Let me take the ball by the scruff of the game by the scruff of the neck and take us over the line. Do you think he can have that kind of game as club captain? Because you remember this season I've said there's only 3 club captains in that team: Magalhaes, Rice, Saka, in that order.
I'll even add more to what you've just said.
Kama apewe maji bwana, pressure ni mingi
I'll
hapa.
even add more to what you've just said. And I'll tell you this, Brian.
Yes.
It's not just Odegaard. Right now, this fixture,
Yeah.
it's the whole team. Everything is on the line here.
Yes.
From Arteta to Raya. You look at those mistakes Raya did on the weekend versus Bournemouth.
Yes.
He cannot afford to do that on Wednesday.
No, clearly,
on
man.
Wednesday.
But
You look at how we've been struggling to score goals because of whatever reason.
Yes.
We have to now outscore PSG. You look at our defense. We conceded a very silly goal against PSG. An early goal while at it.
Yeah.
And we've conceded a couple of more goals ever since. So our defense has to polish up. Yes, I talked about Kiwor and being nice against Real Madrid, and which was nice. But then again, everything is on the line with PSG. So it's not just Odegaard. It's even Luis Kelly. It's even the subs that's going to come in.
question, don't you think, even for PSG, based on how they're behaving, everything
Yeah.
is on the line as well for them?
Yes.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You can't say Arteta said he's confident. I think if there's a manager that wants to bloody prove a point, is Luis Enrique.
Lucho.
Because
And-
everyone wrote him off, by the way.
And you see, of course, this is the first time, I think, ever since the Lavezzis, the Cavanis, that we've,
Pastore.
the Pastores, that we are actually seeing a proper PSG team. And it's not, I'm not saying that because I'm a hater, well, which I am, but,
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
but I think you only hate with a purpose when you can actually see that
Yeah.
there's a structure, there's a dimension to the team. There's a way, there's a system that they're playing with. I mean, of course, Declan Rice might be very vital in this second leg in terms of the power from the midfield and everything. But PSG are monsters at home.
True.
Even this year in the Champions League.
Yes.
I don't think they've lost at home this year.
They've lost
to
Nice.
No, in the Champions League. They haven't lost at home in the Champions League. They came back from 2-0 down versus City. I mean, in a second half, of course, to prove how vibrant. And then if you look at how Arsenal fans, not Arsenal fans, the players, Declan Rice had no legs in the second half versus Bournemouth.
Timber
had. Listen, if you dare start Ben White versus Kvicha or versus Bakola, they will eat him. It will be white rice. Eat him up. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if you look at it, and I understand that you need to be a fan, but I want you to look at it very objectively and look at it from the angle of he gave me hard.
True.
Oh my days.
He gave me very difficult. Yes. Na he gave me mshindi.
Sawa.
Another place where Venant can drive joy off is, of course, the second leg happening at the San Siro, Barcelona versus Inter. What do you make of that? Because I think this game is going to go all the way down to penalties. I think they draw again.
Yeah.
And I think one key player misses, and I would love it if Rafinha misses a penalty on the night. I would so much love it. Yeah.
But we've talked about Barcelona last week, and this is what I can say. First and foremost, we all agree that was a very entertaining 6-goal
Worthy of a
thriller.
final, man. Worthy of a final.
Yeah, and also, we also have to marvel at how Rafinha is performing. We also have to look at our Hansi Flick and his tactics and how he's able to change, adapt the game. Remember, this game was supposed to end Inter Milan
Inter
win.
was supposed to win, actually. Yeah.
So for Barcelona to pull this through, it still shows me they are in. And now that they have that 4-point cushion in the La Liga, it gives them now time to now focus on this game. So
will they have an eye on the Clásico, considering Wednesday? I mean, later on tonight, Tuesday night, they take on Inter. And of course, over the weekend, there's a crucial Clásico in terms of the La Liga title race.
So I look at it this way.
Yeah.
Kill this first, the Inter Milan game, kill it as early as possible. Let's just outscore these people. And then now with the La Liga, it's more of let's rest the Rafinhas and stuff. We're going to start them in second half.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I see it.
Terms of rotation,
Others, it will be a burnout. Already we've talked about players who choke and stuff. So at this point, you have to be clear. And Barcelona has options, substitutes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
I'm going gang ho tonight on an Inter victory.
Yes.
Okay.
Because listen, Barca is an amazing team, really youngins. I mean, doing the Lord's work with the football, Yamals, the Olmos, and all these guys. But the one thing I've realized about the Champions League is it is one of the most unforgiving leagues or tournaments in global football.
Yes.
Where it is really not about skill, but 90% of actually how you get over the line is experience.
True.
It is when you know how to kill a game, and everything. Inter know that they have a goal or two versus Barcelona. For Barca, all their goals were worldies. Like, keepers can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But for this other man, they're looking at it like, we're going home. We're playing in front of our fans. Does that count? Probably to a certain percentage. But they have winners. If Thuram is back for this particular game.
Lautaro Martinez was
if Lautaro is good for this game. If we can get a good game for DiMarco. If we can get a good game for Bastoni and Denzel Dumfries to keep doing what he's doing. Barelas. I think we're in for a crack of a game. Mkhitaryan's, the unsung heroes, Chananoglus. Listen, I think they have... And then you see for them, they've been here before. This is the first time this Barca team is here. A few of them. I doubt anybody in this Barca team has been in this particular position.
Last time they were here was 2019. And that was Messi and Suarez was still in the team.
I'm saying. Nobody in this Barca team has been here.
Yeah.
No.
Apart from De Jong with Ajax, but not with Barca.
Yeah,
And you see, that's not enough. But Chananoglus, the Barelas, they've lost to City in the fight. Listen, that whole core, probably the only person that came in was Thuram. Everybody
everyone there
else
was in the
literally
2023
was
final.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they really know how to grind out results and get it. So that's why I'm saying I'm gonna put my money on an Inter Milan win tonight.
And also, to add on what you've just said,
Yes.
the Inter Milan's back four defense, it's a very important factor when you look at this fixture. Inter Milan have conceded the fewest in these four teams in the
Champions League, yes.
Yes. So Barcelona, that's one of the things
onus is on them now,
and it's at
especially-
home.
Yeah.
And he's also forgotten to talk about Inzaghi, the manager too. He's a masterclass
Yes.
with what he's done so far. So yeah.
All right, I think now that we are moving on, a moment of silence for all Liverpool fans out there. We are going to miss his balls. Of course, I'm talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving Liverpool, chasing Champions League after Champions League, Next season, he'll don the white of Real Madrid. Stellar career at Liverpool. I mean, he's won everything possible to be won at club level.
Stella is an overstatement.
Why not? Two Premier League titles, one Champions League, one FA Cup, one Carabao, Community
Say it
Shield.
this way. Just,
two Carabao.
Just two Premier League.
Come on, where's the
We have not invited you into this discussion.
You cannot just say just two Premier League titles. You're underestimating. Itoe kwenda huko. Trent ran a mile on you guys when he was scoring and assisting, playing alongside Robertson, and it came at the expense of you guys. Just kubali tu alicheza vizuri against Man City. Don't just underestimate him.
Question is simple.
Two titles.
In Trent's career, how many times has he won the league?
Twice.
How many times has Phil Foden won the same league?
We're not talking about Foden. We're talking
I'm
about
just telling you.
Trent. We're talking about Trent.
No.
Let's just go back
You
to
see,
Trent
when
and
you
how
use
marvelous
superlatives,
he is.
they have to make sense.
It is a stellar
It
career.
is not stellar. Say it is an.
Luke Shaw cannot talk to Trent as we speak.
How?
You get? It's a stellar career.
I understand. So if you, do it again. Do that intro. So stellar career compared to Luke Shaw, I will take it.
You'll take that.
Because I'm in this meeting, I'm listening to the word stellar. So if Trent is stellar, what is Kevin? So please save that stellar word for Kevin De Bruyne. Please continue. Start again.
Okay, fair enough. No, I'm not going to start again. I personally think he's tormented my team time and time again as he's donned that Liverpool jersey.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I'm happy he's going to the team I support in Spain. I can't wait to see him assist, the Mbappés and the Vinis of this world. But from a Liverpool perspective, I personally think it's actually a good move for Liverpool as a club.
Okay.
Because I think next season they'll be tougher to beat. Without Trent, without
Conor Bradley.
Trent, they will be tougher to beat.
No, absolutely,
as long
man.
as Conor Bradley is more solid.
Absolutely. And honestly, sometimes I look at football and I think about it from the angle of it's only the fans that refuse to move on a lot of times.
Yes.
I think sometimes players want to challenge. And listen, when you listen to what he's just said and he's put on his social media, his digitals, he says that it has nothing to do with what's happening at Liverpool. He just feels like he wants to challenge himself and push himself to the next level in terms of the entire game. So I think that's amazing. And I think sometimes as fans, I've seen fans trying to burn jerseys, Trent jerseys, anger and everything. But again, fans need to look at it from the angle of when a player doesn't perform, we want to chase him out of the club.
Yeah.
When a player thinks that he wants to move on from the club, it's nice. And you see, I don't think we have the mold of the Ryan Giggs, the Steven Gerrards, the Vincent Kompanies,
proper loyalists.
Yeah, loyalists, die downs, and you see, I'm gonna go down. The Del Pieros, and I'm gonna go down with this team and bring it back up and everything. I don't think we're in that.
Rashford's moved to Villa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's nothing about it's a boyhood club and anything. Nah, it's just about what are my interests as a footballer. And sometimes we need to consider that some of these footballers have dreams and aspirations that they want to achieve.
And you, as a Real Madrid fan, can you also tell us how it feels like now him joining, finally make official?
Yes.
And then also too, what it means for Carvajal.
It means Carvajal is taking that Modric role right now. He's going to have to eat bench for a while.
Okay.
Because he's 36 years old. He's not getting any younger. He had an injury that took him out for the whole of the season.
Yeah.
So Trent is coming in to be the guy at right back. And all that's left is to sort out Rudiger's partner and possibly a new left back. I think if Europe is not careful, Theo Hernandez might come back, or maybe Nuno Mendes could don a left left back jersey at Madrid.
I doubt about Nuno, but I think Theo
Hernandez.
Yeah, I think it's more practical. But my only concern would be, doesn't that make you defensively weaker? Offensively stronger?
Yes, but defensively
weaker.
And you know, what I take to that point is, this season, Barca have been winning games 5-3, 4-2, 3-1. Let Madrid do the same. Why can't Mbappe, Vini, and Rodrigo bomb forward, and then Theo and Trent also join them? Let's win game 6-3 rather than going 2-0 up.
But Rodrigo's also a possibility to leave.
True. But either way, why not win game 6-3 rather than go 2-0 up, knowing we're not good defensively, and then hope Courtois bails us out every time? No need.
In your opinion, as a Real Madrid fan, do you think Trent was or is the missing piece?
One of, considering Carvajal is getting older. Now I think two defenders, not even one partner for Rudiger, two more defenders because of the defensive injury record, and I think a proper left back because Fran Garcia really hasn't, fit into those boots whenever Falan Mendy has been missing.
I saw him running with Martinelli, I gave up.
And Lotan, in your opinion, how do you think Liverpool will go about this? Because he's mentioned Liverpool being stronger without Trent in Bradley.
Defense, in Conor Bradley.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I honestly wouldn't know because, I don't think they pay me enough money to think about it that way. No, I'm just being honest, man, because Trent was such a vital part of that Liverpool attack.
Yes.
Of course, Robo was better defensively, but Robo has no legs right now. We watched Tsimikas versus Cole Palmer. He probably does. He can't even look at the palm of his hands. Anything that reminds him of Cole Palmer is definitely a worry for him. But so probably they're trying to get Kirkes from Bournemouth on that particular side. But I don't know who's the right back. Conor Bradley is there. But I don't think he's the same. He might prove me wrong probably next season, but I don't think he is the same. Konate is obviously going to be the leader in that particular defense because Virgil van Dijk is knocking on 2-year contract extension. Do they get another centre back? Mamadvili
is coming back.
Is coming to the goalkeeper position. That means Alisson's definitely going to be phased out as well. So there's a lot of Liverpool. We have already built their midfield. They need to probably bring in one person in attack.
Yes.
But the biggest problem in Liverpool right now is that backline. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I don't know who's out there that they can get. Probably this guy from Nottingham, what's his name? Murillo. Probably
Bournemouth,
a tough.
Hudson.
Hoysen, I don't think so because his demeanor is a ball-playing centre-back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liverpool centre-backs are clearing centre-backs. Football plays well ahead of them. They just do a lot of their assignments. So Hoysen will be a proper for an Arsenal team, proper for a City team.
Yes.
I don't think it would fit well for Chelsea because Chelsea need a little bit of stocky because they don't have all their centre backs are smaller, so they need somebody that's probably a little
Jacked
bit of a leader at the back there. So probably Murillo for them. So I really don't know what the plan is, but obviously during the summer we'll see a bit of movement and see how best that transitions.
Okay. Wrapping this up, I'm tempted to ask one question. Liverpool, before they go to the league and the Champions League, there were two missing pieces. And they got them in Van Dijk and Alisson. And they went on to win a lot of trophies, of course, with Klopp.
Yes.
Liverpool right now look like they're in a rebuilding phase with Slot getting his own signings. City are also in a rebuilding phase. If Arsenal gets two strikers, will they have finished everything and be ahead of City and Liverpool? Just something I thought of. Before we get to KPL.
I'd want to hear Venant before I give
If you get two strikers, are you ahead of City in their rebuild and Liverpool in their rebuild?
Go ahead.
No. Look at it this way. Klopp literally got Van Dijk and Alisson sorted out their issues. That's what everyone is telling you. Please, that's what everyone told Klopp. Liverpool could be 3-0 up and they draw the game or lose the game because of their defense. Got Alisson, got Klopp. You guys have been telling you need a striker. And I actually think you need two in case one gets injured.
True.
You think you get two strikers, you're ahead of a rebuilding
like
City.
Gyökeres and
Gyökeres and Sesko.
Okay, Sheshko.
Do you think
which is more
you're ahead of a rebuilding City and a rebuilding Liverpool come next season? Because right now, Arteta is the man under most pressure. I don't even think it's Amorim, my guy. You fans are waiting for that major trophy like it's not, hey.
Except Venant. Venant is happy.
Let's just
Venant thinks they made progress.
Let's just start from this current team is better than the current City team.
Okay, fair enough.
With or without those two
So
strikers.
you believe if you get the strikers,
And
you're
then-
well ahead of them.
You mentioned which other team you mentioned?
Wait. What are you using to prove that matrix?
Huh?
That this team is better than the current City team?
You're only 3 points above them.
Yeah, and also you look at the fixtures, we look at how we're playing, we look at the goals we're scoring, we look at the goals we've conceded, you look at the process and the results, bro. We are better than you guys.
Relax.
This is not even a conversation. I'm surprised he's even bringing this up as a conversation.
No. You know, this is a debate. You know, it's. Okay, speak. Let me be quiet.
You believe you're ahead of City.
No, have we scored more goals than them?
Huh?
Have we scored more goals than Arsenal?
Who's we?
City, obviously.
Or City scored more?
More goals.
Yes,
City scored more goals
yes,
than
they
Arsenal.
have.
How?
Yeah. Yes, they have.
How now?
See the league.
How no?
Why you asking me?
How has it helped you guys now in this conversation?
You have said you are a better team.
Yes, you are a better
so
team
I am
right
challenging your
The
premise.
statement, yes.
Yeah. So you've said you're a better team. I'm saying we've scored more goals than you.
Sawa. And those goals has helped you how against Arsenal?
No, see, we are winning.
No, just answer me that question. It has helped you how against Arsenal?
No.
When was the last time, other than, actually, Toyo 4-1, ever since, how has the goals you've scored against Arsenal made you a better team than Arsenal?
So how
since you are comparing the two teams.
Now, if you
It's
answer,
going to be crazy when City are second in game week 38.
if you want us to argue at that level, I will. But because my question is this: City has won more league games than Arsenal this year.
Yeah.
How does that make you a better team?
As one more?
More
League
games than Arsenal. Mm-hmm. How does that make you a better team?
So you're above you guys.
For now.
For now, we have been above you guys.
Yes.
Brian, let me answer your question about the two strikers. Let me answer your question about the two strikers.
Yes.
So,
You get two strikers, are you ahead of Liverpool and City? For
not
next
ahead,
season?
but
Yes.
we'll be able to pose a competition.
So
wait.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Finish up before you deal with Lotan. Yes.
Because as we've just said, we need to start scoring. These are goals you desire, and we need a striker. So with those two, of course, it will help.
Okay. Lotan, you were saying thank you to the production team.
Thank you to the production
Let us start.
team. I mean, I'm just looking at the numbers here. I mean, we've outscored Arsenal in basically everything, except the Champions League, which they are playing a little bit more longer than we are.
Yes.
EFL, Community Shield, which, I mean, again,
The one there, you know.
yeah. So I don't know why.
He has no anything to support his statement. And you're
What do you mean,
comparing
man?
several seasons. Me, I'm saying this season. How's the goals you've scored against Arsenal helped you become better than Arsenal? I'm just saying this season alone.
And you see, my question is,
You're busy showing us due the time we played you guys
Listen,
in 2018. It's not helping
I'm
that agenda.
also saying, how has the many goals you have scored made you better than City?
And I've said, for starters, we're above you guys. We have been above you guys.
And we have more wins than you guys. Let's go. We'll go head to head.
Ni sawa, but we're above you guys.
Listen,
This will never end.
It will. Let me tell you, it will never end. Actually, it will.
Yes.
So we scored more goals.
Yes, you have more wins.
We have more wins.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
You
it,
could
man.
potentially
that's
also
it.
leapfrog them to second place.
That's it, man.
More goals, more wins.
Yeah.
Against Arsenal this season.
What is the meaning of better?
No, against Arsenal this season.
No, not against us.
Against Arsenal
So the
this
question is this, man. So was the league against City versus Arsenal or City versus many other teams?
No, Honor. Brian, let's just carry on. This guy has an agenda against Arsenal, and we make sure
And you know what?
he does everything
It's
to
actually good.
pinpoint.
I like this because the agenda has to carry on in matters local football. In the KPL, there's Kenya Police over there, and then there's Gor Mahia over here.
Yes.
Of course, I said at the start of the season, I think Tusker are going to win the league. And I still believe Tusker will win the league, albeit not getting a win over the weekend. Gor Mahia, surprisingly to me, You went to Shabana and got the 3 points. All you needed was 1 goal to get the 3 points.
First things first, before we actually...
Can we start with the FC fixture? Honestly?
No, before we... Because now we mentioned, man, it's quite unfortunate that we lost a Kenyan man in that particular game, which I think...
fans were heavily injured.
I think it was quite disappointing. So, proceed.
Yeah, so let's start with the AFC and Tusker fixture on the weekend. On Friday, actually.
I predicted a 1-1 draw. I think it's time for people to pay me my money. I told you we'll help you in your title race.
True. Yes. And this is again the second time that this is so ironical that I'm congratulating AFC once again on the amazing defense. That's a clean sheet against Gor. That's a clean sheet against Tusker. So again, I'm a process-oriented person, so clearly I'm seeing
there's some progress.
There's progress.
Well dipped and now at least back to trying to get on form.
So for you guys, I'd like to know do you guys have any more? Kuna goal? Do you guys have
our goal for next season? Dare I say this?
No, this season.
This season is done and dusted, my guy. This season is done and dusted. I think if we finish top 6, good enough for us. But next season, I think we need to have a Shabana type of season. I know we don't have a home stadium, but the way Shabana have taken the league by storm, fans attending their games, giving them psych every now and again. No one wants to go to that Goosey Stadium because you know the kind of atmosphere that is there.
Yes.
So I think we need to have a Shabana type of season where if we're not even challenging for the league because we are far from that, get fourth position. Sorry.
When was the last time you guys won the league?
98. I wasn't even born, man. 1 year before I was born, my guy.
I have a question. I have a question for you in relation to AFC.
Yeah.
Looking at their coach and looking at how they play, where do you see them next season?
Listen, and I say this over and over again. My biggest issue with AFC is down to management, man.
True.
Like the biggest issue they have with the club. It's in terms. The rot in AFC is at board level. If they can be able to change all that, I think the football is gonna go. Listen, I would love a season where AFC wins the league. I can imagine how loud these guys are gonna be.
Nowadays, I go into the Mashemeji derby hoping for draws. That's how bad. Hoping for draws,
which is a great result.
Yes, for everybody.
And you guys you're playing this weekend?
Yeah, we have them again. Which I believe we will draw again.
Which is like amazing for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So we now go on to Tusker. To Police now.
Yeah.
To be honest, I knew Tusker was the competition, but not the Police. I personally have I have a vendetta against you guys in relation to that 1-0 that you guys gave us last season at your stadium, how you hiked the prices and stuff. Toa hiyo kando, you guys have been good this season, and I'm once again giving you credit.
Yes.
If you guys win it, congratulations. I personally didn't. I thought it was Tusker. But for Police to emerge right now, coincidentally, the number 7 PA is emerging as a star. So it's good.
I'll be honest, and I love Police.
Yes.
But people are gonna cook me for this.
Sir.
But I'd rather we win the cup.
Yes.
Than the league.
Reason.
Okay. Why is the cup more important?
So the way I look at Kenyan football is, where's the money? The money is in Africa.
Yes.
And how do where in Africa are we most likely to go farthest? I think it's in the cup. If you get into the Confederation Cup, then you can probably advance. There's beatable teams.
Rather than the CAF Champions League.
Because I'm thinking if we go into the CAF Champions League and then round 2,
some Egyptian side.
Alali just pull up, man, in Nairobi, and all of us say, oh, crap, man, what the heck?
In a Pasi Town.
I'm just looking at it, I'm like, oh, man. So, and that's where I am. I'm thinking winning the league would be phenomenal because it's a young team. They're building a fan base. They're building a history for themselves. They're trying to get themselves a footing into the club. Probably one of the best managed teams in the league, to be honest. But I'm thinking if we win the cup, then these young teams, the Baja Bears, have an opportunity not to play Orlando Pirates, but we can now play Tibo Skari, we can play Azams, teams that I think are beatable.
Yeah.
And it gives us the opportunity. You see, what we need to do is put money into the game. If we can go to the group stages of the CAF Confederations Cup, then there's a little bit of money that's going to come into the game in terms of management, in terms of how the players are going to be taken care of. And that's how I'm looking at it from the... I know people are going to say, oh, you're dumb, you're foolish, who would want to win the league? But I'm looking at it from a fan's perspective. I'd want
money
to follow,
into the club.
I want money for the game now, not just the pride of saying, we went and played 2 games in CAF Champions League. We will get there. Baby steps, but I think we'll get there. So I'm thinking whoever amongst you wants to do whatever they want to do with the league, fair enough. But I know some of the players who are really good friends with me will not be too happy, but I think this is where we are at this particular... I'd take the cup at this particular
moment. And more on Kenya Police, in terms of, for example, custody yenu, training ground yenu, coach na nini, how are you guys? Because it sounds like you have a very good vision and a very good for your club as a fan, but how are you guys preparing for that? Considering you know people from the club.
I mean, shout out to Raymond Omolo, who's our patron, man. We have an amazing facility now. We're training on Kenya School of Government.
Okay,
been there a couple of times just to watch how the boys are playing, especially during weekdays, just to get a feel of the training and everything. And I think with our CEO as well, there's a plan, there's a direction with the team, and there's a focus on how the team is playing. So my thing is, can we unearth 3 or 4 other Bajabeos out there? Probably somebody in a centre back role, because there's a couple of guys that age is knocking on. Captain Cheng.
I can, if Vardy started at 27, that means there's a better chance.
He wasn't drinking as much beer as you are.
I want a choke.
You understand? So I'm just looking at, can we get? I mean, we can be the best. I'm looking at Bajaber. I'm thinking probably maximum 2 seasons with us. I don't even think he comes into the season next year. Hopefully, we can sell him for good money.
Yeah.
Again, I want the boys to have money.
Yes.
I want the club to have cash.
Okay.
And you see, with the direction, with the leadership that we have, I think the boys will get the money. So if we can improve the lives of the locals, the boys that are here, because you see we have the Mugunas knocking on a little bit. We need to probably refresh the Abudomars who've served us for the longest time.
Yes.
Now we just need to look at who's next out there. And I'm seeing a couple of, there's this kid from under 21, Lawrence Juma, man. Listen, baller, top notch, man. There's this number 8 that played for the under 21s as well. I've forgotten his name, man. Proper free kick take. So those are the guys I'm looking at. He's now under, he was formerly from Sharks. I've forgotten his name, and now he's unattached. So those are the guys I'm looking at. How do we build the team for the next? Because I think we can be a proper feeder club for Africa as we build muscle locally. Because we have our own stadium, man. It's just to build a fan base.
So, okay, to conclude on our task, just one silly question. You guys see yourself being a force to reckon with for the next 3, 4, 5 years?
Tasker or police?
Police, sorry.
No, absolutely, man. I'm confident if we can continue the same trajectory and getting the partnership, or rather the support that we are getting from the PS, I think we're good, man.
Okay. Yes, because Nikitupo, we've talked about partnership and money coming to the players and stuff. Brayo, the game for Gor Mahia versus Shabana, 5 million worth of tickets. So kuna do kwa ball.
Absolutely.
You get?
Yes.
And is right what he's trying to say. Now, when you look at the Shabana and Gor game, I knew going over there, worst case scenario, I knew we were going to get a draw, because for those people who don't know, Gusii Stadium is one of those stadiums where...
Guys are doing the Poznan, bro.
In Kisii.
Yes.
That's tribalism.
So it's one of those, it's a very entertaining, adventurous
Oh, you got
stadium.
it now.
Entertaining, adventurous stadium, and it's usually full. It's normally full, and to add on now the Gor Mahia fans, it was very, 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 very full. Prior to the game, because you have to report this. Prior to the game starting,
hooliganism.
Yeah, there was an incident happening, and I was a bit concerned because I know like somebody who survived. I know somebody who was in people who were different places in regarding to that game, but it was very sad.
Yes.
And for a hospital to report more than 50 cases of
I think it's about 72 injuries.
It's bad, and to just start because of some clash between some few
fans.
Yeah, I'd like to call them rotten apples. It's not good. So as much as we've been championing tujaze study, but pia let's be mindful of each other, because as he said, sports kuna do. And when we attend these games, the Kenya Police, the AFC, they now keep clean sheets, they go, they win at Gusii Stadium. It's good for everybody. Let's just not ruin it because you don't like the other person's, I don't know, tribal or how is the blue and stuff. Sipoa. We are all joining we're all coming to the stadium for one cause, and it's just football. So let's just use football to unite and spread the love and spread the talents. Yeah. Okay. That's all I can say about the game. But once again, I'm happy.
3
that
points in
win
the bag.
against Goose. Now that's my bragging right to Kenya Police and AFC.
Okay.
You go get points over there, and then we'll compare notes.
It's all about winning the league, man.
Fair enough. Yeah. Keep in mind, of course, that KPL title race is probably going to go down till the last day. Speaking of races, how are the FPL tables looking, my guy?
Wow. I'm telling you, right now, owning the city players, it's kind of beneficial because
but not for them. But
not for them because they do. I've been talking about Man City since game week 30. We're in game week 36. I've said between game week 30 and 37 they have a good fixture, and so far have been okay. They kept a clean sheet against Wolves last Friday,
weekend,
and it was amazing. However, this weekend they are they're playing against Southampton.
Another clean sheet.
Yes. So you being a City fan, and you also being on FPL and loving your country, your club.
I think I got fired from FPL.
But from which City players will you consider for FPL managers to get? Of course, other than KDB.
I think the only two people that are guaranteed to start. It's probably Ruben Diaz and Josko Gvardiol. Everybody else
is rotation.
I'm not too sure who's going to be playing. I think City is probably one of the worst teams when it comes to fantasy because just when you think that the team is gelling, then Pep does his thing, and then you get angry. You think, "Oh my God, why is he doing it?" Then he wins the game. Then you start looking like a fool. So I just said the two people that I guarantee you are going to play: Josko. And of course,
Father Diaz.
So double City clean sheets.
I think so.
Man United. I have to talk about Man United. They're playing West Ham.
Yeah.
As a United fan, who do you think are gonna? Because you guys are playing okay. You managed to get goals.
Goals in Doshida.
But this is West Ham. West Ham have conceded goals.
West Ham are the team that got Ten Hag sacked. So they beat us 2-0 in their stadium, by the way.
I think you lose a game.
You guys are at home.
I think you lose a game.
Our focus is on Thursday nights. We're in the final. But if you want any FPL assets, don't even go for Bruno because he's clearly going to be rested, I think.
No, there's no need to rest.
No, there's no need to rest because Thursday will have been passed. So, FPL assets for the remaining 3 games, Bruno and Ahmad, he's back. Ivorian Messi. Yeah.
Lastly, in this top 4 conversation, I'm surprised you haven't talked about Nottingham Forest this episode.
Bro, they have 2 wins. They have 1 win in 5. And as we record later on today, they do play Palace away. That's a tough game.
Difficult game, man.
Hey.
But weekend, it's at home versus Leicester City.
Oh, that's a win. Yeah, they'll get points there. Yeah.
So
it'll be shameful if you don't get a point.
Yeah.
And then lastly, just for fun purposes, Liverpool do host Arsenal.
Yeah.
For those people who don't know, Liverpool have won the league. So hakuna hiyo motivation ya kucheza sana.
Last weekend na Chelsea.
But because of guard of honor.
Yeah, ilikuwa last weekend na Chelsea. You better be sure Salah will start part against you guys.
Salah always scores against Arsenal. But who do you think? Do you think Liverpool will keep a clean sheet? Considering Arsenal,
no. I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet because it's a nothing game for them. I think it's just a game where Salah will be looking to get goals because he wants the golden boot.
Okay,
plain and simple.
That's pretty much it.
All right, let's go. Time for trivia. On button.
Question 1. Manchester United famously wear red. But what colors do they wear when they want to chase a coach away?
Chase a coach away?
Green and gold.
Correct.
Yeah, bro.
I wanted to say green, but chase a coach away. What the heck is that, man?
Question 2.
Yes.
What is the nickname of Borussia Mönchengladbach?
Oh my God. Come on, dog. Gladbach. There's some German word.
Gladbach.
We say in German.
The fallen, the falls.
The Falls. Wow.
Oh, okay. New one.
Number 3. How many clubs make up the three EFL divisions? That is the Championship, League 1 and League 2.
How many clubs in total? 62.
Nope.
64.
Nope.
Wow.
60.
72.
Okay.
Question 4. Which Asian country did Gary Lineker play in? A. South Korea. B. China. C. Japan.
Japan.
Correct.
God damn it. It's just Japan. Anyway, yes.
Number
1-1.
5. Scotland International, Paul Lambert, won the Champions League with which European side?
Ah, shit, man. Apana. Pass. You're wrong.
Celtic.
Nope.
Yeah, it can't be Celtic.
Bwana si ujaribu hata.
Hii question imenifusha. Mbali sana. Hii is Japan.
Dortmund. Wow.
Can you know which year?
Last one.
Hiyo ilikuwa 90 what? In the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Last one. Only 3 German clubs have won the European Cup.
Yes.
Slot Champions League. Can you name them?
Okay.
Champions League.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich.
Of course.
Borussia Dortmund.
Of course.
And Schalke 4.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Hamburg. To cap it off.
Correct.
Give me my trophy. Yeah. Hamburg. To cap it off.
Ujaribu hata.
Sijaribu hata. Iko tu sawa. I knew it was Schalke, honestly. I knew it was Schalke.
There's a name they
that
have
was
for Kalkaskarken. There's a name they have.
Okay.
Okay.
That was nice.
Hey, yes. So up until next time, of course, I've been Brian Waudo. It's been a great trivia session.
Venant and Arsenal once again. I promise you.
Listen, see you
So
next
it's a
week
better
when we
season.
officially cook this, guys.
And of course-
hii wiki hatujapika. Next week.
Next week. But before we wrap up, of course, kama kawaida, shout out to, of course, man like Charles Karanja, who said, I'm a Liverpool fan. Remember last week I asked, how in Kenya, I don't understand why I haven't asked you. In Kenya currently, are there more City fans or Liverpool fans?
City, bro.
Because in the comment sections, there's so many Liverpool
But
fans, my
it
guy.
depends where.
It depends where.
If it's in the cemetery, it's Liverpool.
End the show. End the stream, Dave.